Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacqueline. I'm a 3rd grade teacher and I just completed my 1st year of teaching. A while ago I did a video on classroom must-haves, and if you're a teacher you definitely want to go watch that video. But in this video it's more so teacher must-haves, even if they're not for your classroom. If you're a teacher you might want to have these things, and all these things that I'm going to be naming in this video is from Amazon. So here are 10 things that you need from Amazon as a teacher. And I have a list on my phone. I'll be telling you guys how much it was, and I'm also gonna link everything in the description below so that you guys can just click on the link if you like it and just go grab it. So let's begin. So the first thing you're gonna wanna have is erasable pens and even highlighters. These are the coolest things ever. And no teacher is perfect, especially me. I have definitely graded papers and regraded, found a mistake that I made, and thank goodness I had some erasable pens. So let me show you how it works. So voila. Amazing. Sorry, that was kind of hard to show you with one hand, but it's amazing. It's literally gone and you can't even tell that you wrote something there. So definitely get these pens. There is a 7-pack for like 15 bucks on Amazon, and I'll link that below. The next thing you need is a laminator, and I put this on my classroom must-haves, and I wanted to show you, this is the one that I got off Amazon. I think it's around like $35, and you would need this. You definitely need a laminator as a teacher, especially for your 1st year of teaching, when you are laminating the alphabet or the number line. Everything for your bulletins, I laminated it, and this was a really good one. And I have been using it for almost a year, and I still haven't run into a problem with it or anything like that. So definitely get yourself this laminator. The next thing you're gonna want is a classroom doorbell. I saw this off Instagram and I think it's the coolest thing ever. So you just put this in your outlet, and I had this on my lanyard. I just stuck it on there and I had it on me all day, every day. And you can pick the ringer that you want. There's so many different sounds. You can also pick how loud you want it or how low you want it. And I'll kind of just show you real quick. It kind of lights up too, which is really cool. So I use the doorbell for many different things, mainly for transitions. If we are in centers and I want them to rotate, this is so much better than blowing a whistle, you guys. Definitely get a doorbell. It's friendlier. You can do a different kind of noises, or even if it's getting too loud and rowdy in the room, I'll hit it and the whole class will get quiet. And this is just so much better than chanting 1, 2, 3 eyes on me, 1, 2 eyes on you. Definitely get a doorbell, they're fun. Something you might want to get as a teacher, I actually don't know any teachers who don't have it. It's those classroom drawers. I put that in the classroom must-have, and you can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Michael's. I personally got mine at Michael's because there was a sale, but they also sell it at Amazon. I know the rainbow ones are more expensive, but honestly, the clear ones will do. So definitely go ahead and get that. What I used it for, I would put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, papers to grade, graded papers, and papers to file. You could do it by subject, you could do it by different classes, whatever you want. I will say you should also get a classroom cart. I also put this in my other video, but yeah, there's so many different ones on Amazon, so many different colors. I love the cart so much. I use it every single day. I use it by subject. So the top, I would have my morning subject, whatever subject I'm teaching in the morning goes on the top like all of my materials, if I have worksheets, or if I'm using manipulatives, any of those stuff, those will go on my carts. I also have like my classroom sticks, that's on my cart. And yeah, it's just a good way to get organized. I'm also going to say you need these 2 books. I got these books off Amazon, but of course you can get them from anywhere really. But this one is a book called All Are Welcome Here. It came with a really cute book cover, but that did not last long. And it's pretty much a book about all students having a place in your classroom and that they're all welcomed. And it's just really sweet because it shows different families. And I love the color because it just shows people of all different groups. And yeah, it's just super cute. They even have like a little cute like this thing. And it just shows all kinds of people and different flags. So cute. You definitely want to get this book and introduce it to your students within the first week of school. And definitely get this book, First Day Jitters. I read this book to my students on the first day of school, and so at first it starts with like this little girl who is nervous about school. Her dad is like trying to get her up, trying to like tell her, okay, like you have to go to school. And this girl, Sarah, is like, no, I'm not going. You know, what if I don't like it? What if I don't make friends? So dad finally brings Sarah to school, and the whole time they don't show what Sarah looks like. Just little snippets of her. Like this is her getting dressed. And so yeah, she's really nervous. In this page she says, I feel sick. And then she sees her principal come and greet her at the car while she's in her car. And the principal's like, okay, I'll show you to your classroom. And then Sarah's following her. And then at the end it says, the class looked up and Mrs. Burton cleared her throat. Mrs. Burton is the principal. And she says, class, attention please, said Mrs. Burton. When the class was quiet, she led Sarah to the front of the room and said, class, I would like you to meet your new teacher, Mrs. Sarah Jane Hartwell. So the whole time it was the teacher who was really nervous about teaching. Her first day at a new school and stuff. And I loved reading my students this book because like throughout the story, they are relating to this Sarah girl. The whole time they think she's a student, you know, and they can relate so much to her. And at the end, when my students found out she was a teacher, they were like, what? She's a teacher? What? Like they were so shocked. And I'm like, yeah, like that's how I feel, especially like that was like my first day of teaching, you know, and I was telling my students that like, yeah, this is y'all's first day of school and this is my very first day of teaching. And it was cool because we really got to connect, and I feel like we gave each other a lot of grace, you know? So yeah, definitely get that book. Even if it's your second year of teaching, your third year, like I'm definitely gonna read that book to my students for the first day of school every year because it was just so sweet, and the kids were just shook when they found out a teacher could actually be nervous and actually have feelings like that. So yeah, definitely get those books. The next thing that you want is an Apple Watch. You guys, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't wear this if I'm not working. Like today I'm just wearing it just for this video. A lot more people wear it every single day, and I don't. I really just wear it for the purpose of teaching, and I cannot imagine going to school without this. Actually, there was one day where I did leave this at home, and it's different being without this because it's so helpful. So for one, I was teaching 5 subjects in my first week of school. It was so hard going from one subject to another at the right time. And that was something that I had to work on, was like, okay, it's 9:45. It's time for science. Yeah, I just had a really hard time with like time and when to transition to the next subject. So this one really helped keep me on task because I set an alarm for every time I need a transition, for like 5 minutes before I need to, and it would like just vibrate on my wrist. So every time it would vibrate on my wrist, I would know, okay, I have to wrap this up. And also for text message purposes, you're teaching, you can't have your phone on, you can't just whip out your phone and start texting. But with this, if someone texts me, I can just, you know, have it on me. Especially if you're wearing a dress and you literally can't have your phone on you. And let's say someone texts you, well, you're probably not going to see that text message for a long time. And you could literally just reply by pressing this button and talking, you know. Another way that you could use it, which I don't really use it for this reason, but I know a lot of teachers do, is just to keep up with like your activity, your exercise, how many steps you got in for the day. I really need to get into that, but yeah, you could use it for health purposes. So definitely get an Apple Watch. I got mine off Amazon, and I think it's around like $300, but you could always get like an old, like I think the newer versions are $300 and the older versions are cheaper, but definitely get an Apple Watch. It's so worth it. Something else that you're gonna need as a teacher is a lunch bag. So my mother-in-law gave me this, and oh my gosh, it's so helpful, you guys. Before I had this, I would literally stick my lunch in a Walmart bag and just stick my Walmart bag in my like big purse, my like school purse, and go to school. But this is so much better. It keeps your food cool. And so I'll open it. It looks like this. It has a lot of room, which I love because I drink water so much, and I would just put my water bottles, even though it comes with a water bottle too, which is really cool, and a place for your water bottle. I would even stick water bottles in here. And then it has a pocket right here. And just so you know, nothing is sponsored. And yeah, it keeps your food cool, especially for me. My commute is 30 minutes, so my Walmart bag is just not enough to keep my food cool till I get to school. So anyways, I would put it all in here, and then when I get to school, I would just transfer my food into my refrigerator. So definitely get a purse. They have other cute designs too. Really cute. And then I love that you can just wear it. But yeah, get yourself a lunch bag. You're definitely gonna need it. And I have two more things. I'll show you guys. This one is the printer that I will use. I'll give you kind of a background story. I had a regular printer before I got this EcoTank printer. I cannot even tell you how much money I spent on ink, especially as a first year teacher. So before the first day of school, you have a lot to print out. You know, you have your alphabets, you have your numbers, you have all of your bulletins, you have all of your first day of school activities that you're gonna do. I had to print out so much stuff, and none of the printers that I've ever had, they all sucked. They all drained my money because of the ink, and it sucked. Every single time it said no more ink or low on ink, my whole day was ruined because ink is expensive. And being a teacher especially, like, you're gonna use so much ink. Anyways, it was February, and I was printing out a whole bunch of stuff for like Black History Month, and I was printing out so many pictures of different people, and I got to like a few copies, and then my printer said no more ink, and I just had it. I was so livid. I was like, I do not want to spend any more money on ink. And having this shortage on ink stopped me from printing a lot of activities, which sucked because I'm like, man, I want to do this with my students, but I don't want to make that many copies. I don't want to waste that much ink. And it sucked having that mentality, but I mean, money doesn't grow on trees. So finally, I had enough. I did some research, and I was like, I need an EcoTank printer. So I finally got one. And you guys, I have not replaced the ink yet, and I have printed out so much stuff. I printed out the rest of all the stuff that I wanted to do for Black History Month, and it was a lot. and a lot of the stuff was in black and white. Yeah, I printed out a lot of things, especially with school being over. I mailed my students a lot of stuff. I mailed them some bookmarks that were colorful, that had pictures of them. And yeah, I used so much ink since then, and I still have not needed to replace my ink. And I'll show you guys what it looks like because it's amazing. So here's the printer that I have. I would have got it at Amazon, but I was so desperate that night that I just went straight to Best Buy and got it because I just needed to print out so much that night. So here's the one that I have, and you can even just like push this in, and it's really pretty. I love white. Here are my ink levels. I still have half left, and I still have so much in this bottle. Like, look how much they give you. It's crazy. And it came with this one, and this one. And you can see, like, it's all the way, it's like right here. And like, look at my levels. It's crazy. So this printer was around $300, and I know it sounds like a lot, like this was $300, that's $300. I know all this stuff is adding up. Don't get everything all at once unless you're like bougie and rich, but like it's worth it. This is worth it, the printer's worth it, like get it at some point. I did not get any of this stuff at the same time. Like I didn't get this printer till February, and school ended in March. So I wish I would have got it in August though, because it would have saved me so much money in the long run. And last but not least, this is actually the most important thing. What you need to get is an Amazon Prime credit card. You guys, they give you 5% cash back on everything that you buy. So for example, if you buy this watch, it's $300. You're gonna get $15 back. $15 can get you these pens, you know what I mean? So if you already have Amazon Prime and you don't have the credit card, you're buying so much stuff that you could be getting for free. It's the wisest decision, and who doesn't love free stuff? So anyways, that concludes 10 things that you need from Amazon if you're a teacher. I hope this video helps you, and I hope that you guys consider buying these things. They are definitely necessities for me. And definitely go get that Prime credit card. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.